If simulation theory is correct, and we are growing up in a world which has been constructed by others, belief in yourself is the key to being happy and successful. This does not mean that you should become egotistical and arrogant. It simply means that if you believe you have the power to try something and succeed, you are more likely to achieve that goal. If you look at a hope or a dream and feel that because of society's programming, you are not able to even attempt to reach it, then you will most likely fail. Self-belief is powerful. In most cases, we are what the world wants us to be. But when you believe in yourself, you can break this mould and start to carve out your own way on your own terms. In this video, we will explain 15 limiting beliefs that are holding you back and the ways that you can smash through them to succeed. As the world becomes more connected and you are thrust into a global pool of people, imposter syndrome rears its ugly head. If you let it consume you, it can cause anxiety, depression, and a negative self-worth. So, what is imposter syndrome? It comes from the idea that you are someone pretending to carry out a role, and you are an imposter in that space. For example, in medieval times, this could be a serf pretending he was a knight and struggling to get away with it without being discovered as an imposter. Yet, in today's society, it isn't as clear-cut as that. You may feel like an imposter in your workplace because you haven't had the same level of education as your colleagues. Or it may be your gender or sexuality that you feel is being judged, even given an unequal footing. This daily experience plays on your mind, and you start to wonder if you are worthy of having your job role, if you are less valuable than your co-workers. Now, a lot of this is down to emotional and mental strain. It is very rare these days that someone is given a job role or a promotion when they don't deserve it. If you are struggling at work, ask yourself why. Everyone has valuable experience to bring to a role, and if you feel that you don't have that experience, simply by living every day and paying attention to your workmates, this will help you grow and gain the experience. If you believe you can do it, you will do it. Just don't let anxiety be a barrier for you. Another facet of imposter syndrome comes in your personal life, and again, this is due to your social circle becoming ever larger in the 21st century. If you do not fit the societal norm in some way, you feel you're not pretty or handsome enough, you feel your style isn't fashionable, you don't want a family and kids, you don't want a mortgage and a 9-to-5 job, then you can start to doubt whether you are good enough as a person. We have put imposter syndrome first on our list of limiting beliefs because once you break through this barrier, it will be so much easier to smash the rest. Read back on that list of things I've just said. The things that are considered normal. Does it sound boring to you? Education, marriage, mortgage, children, retirement. These are things that can be very satisfying, and of course, falling in love is wonderful. But shouldn't you fall in love with yourself first? After all, you're the only person you'll spend your whole life with, every second of every day. Real life is hard. For people who grow up hearing this from the age of a child, it can certainly turn into a limiting belief. You get told by your parents, guardians, other family members, hey, live in the real world, it's a hard life, you've got it easy right now. Adults telling you that nursery, school, high school, hanging out with your friends, playing video games, playing sports, having fun at a family barbecue, they tell you that these are not real life and that being a grown-up is hard. What do you think? Being a grown-up, an adult, is different. Yes, you have more responsibility, which can come with some challenging parts of your life, but it isn't always going to be hard. For example, If you make some bad choices as a teenager, you might flunk school or lose a job, maybe even become addicted to drugs. You have a chance every day to change that. It may take you a few years, but in that whole time you are learning subconsciously, and if you believe you can change, you will. Think about people who attend AA meetings or visit counsellors. They recognise that there's some rocky patches in life, but at the same time, they're seeking to help to discover the happiness that can be achieved in simply living each day. If you are being told by society that life is hard, maybe think about who is conveying that message and what they really want from you. When positive things start to happen for you, it can feel like the world is shifting beneath your feet. You hear the congratulations from friends and family, you want to move forward into the new future, but something is stopping you. Fear of success. As we mentioned at the start of this video, having belief in yourself and forging your own way in life doesn't mean that you are arrogant or egotistical. So, if you have the opportunity to move towards your goals, take it and be comfortable in that success. You are worth it, even if your brain is telling you that you're not. As with imposter syndrome and many of the limiting beliefs on our list, this is something that has exploded in the last 15 years. More internet access, more social media means a wider audience to compare yourself with. So stop. You are unique. Even if you like the same things as another person, even if you create the same kind of content as another person. For example, you both like to draw comic book graphics. You will always have something personal that slips in, something different, a part of you. In ancient times, humans didn't have that many people to compare themselves with. So do you think a bard from a village in England worried that he wasn't as good as a minstrel from a town in Italy? No, of course he didn't. He was confident in his belief that he made people happy with his music. Be your own person and don't compare yourself to others. I know what I know, and that's all. This is a very narrow way of looking at the world. Your idea of your own intelligence is formed at a young age from family members and teachers grading you or giving you some kind of feedback. While you can take that on board, remember that today is a new chance to learn. With the internet at your fingertips, in this instance, being globally connected can be amazing. Look at all the different ways we learn. Visually, by doing something, by hearing instructions, by copying others until we have a new skill. If you have a question, ask it. The first step in learning is being curious, and there's not one person among us who hasn't wondered something. It could be as simple as, wow, that pizza tastes amazing. I wonder what they used in the sauce. To, I saw something weird in the sky when I was walking home from work. Was it a shooting star? Maybe your child has asked you a question and you don't know the answer. Here, for once, the internet is your friend. Find a trusted source. Ask a question. Look at museum websites and science websites. Watch videos on YouTube. Find videos from NASA. These amazing free resources can spark your learning. Well, most of the world is not in the infamous 1%. That is true, and unfortunately, it will always be true. But not all rich or successful people are evil, and not all poor people are good. Think about this. Who are you more likely to see on social media or on TV? Rich people. But they're rich for many varied reasons. Maybe they grew into it from their family, or maybe they struggled their whole life and made a successful business. Maybe they became famous for a skill such as being a singer, a footballer, or an actor. Do you really believe that a person can be wholly changed negatively by gaining more money? Of course, you will see the occasional cases where a rich person committed a crime or has a bad personality, but a quick search for rich people who start up charities and non-profits who quietly give their wealth to good causes will restore your faith in humanity. Look, nobody has ever been in my position and made it. Wait, do you remember what we said about imposter syndrome, fear of success, and comparing your life to others? You may need to reevaluate what your idea of success is and adapt your journey to your goals, but that's not an impossible task. A person living on the streets in Pakistan, picking up recycling to make money every day, may view success as being out of their sight, thinking that they won't ever have a nice car or a job in an office block which can provide a house for them. However, if they recognise that the first stage of success might actually be renting a small room with their family to get a stable place to sleep every night, and then build on the next step, looking for work or education as an apprentice, it may take longer than the person hopes for, but there is success, and there is a chance of bettering yourself. If you always imagine that you are at the bottom of a hole, then you will stay there, stuck forever. This mindset will limit your happiness no end. Of course, not every job is a walk in the park. There are lots of reasons to think the daily grind is just that, a grind on our mental health until the day is done and you can collect your paycheck. If you go into work with that belief, you will easily be open to stress and depression. From the humble cleaner to the banking CEO, there are ways to think positively about your situation. For example, the cleaner may have lovely colleagues who make it fun to be at work every day, as well as the fact that they are making a place clean and safe for others. They can take pride in their work. The banking CEO will also have colleagues who make their day brighter, and they may take joy in helping people achieve their dreams of starting a new business or purchasing a plot of land. Try not to see your job as a struggle. See it as a second life in which you deserve to be happy too. All men are arrogant and all women are manipulative. This is a limiting belief that serves to hurt both you and others. It's the same as being racist or xenophobic. Your belief covers a massive group of people and is very generalised, based on either your exposure to a man or woman that fits that stereotype, or from what you've heard others say or write about the subject. Sometimes religions can also play a part in this belief, so be very careful who you listen to. You should accept each person on their own merits, and remember that if you meet someone for just one time and they're in a bad mood, who are you to judge? Oh, I just don't have time for this. Well, time and money go hand in hand. This self-limiting belief is when you have conditioned yourself to believe that you don't have enough time, either short-term or long-term, to achieve one of your life goals, or you don't have enough money to do it. As we discussed before, you can reach your goals. It's just that the path isn't always linear. Sometimes changing your perspective on a situation is the key to being content. And then, when you take the pressure off yourself, you realise that you can move forward. It's no bad thing to start your life again at 50 or 60 after a divorce. You can have a design concept and start a business at 80 years old and still succeed because you have life experience. If you have a dream, learn to be flexible. Moving forward is what matters. I can't do this because others tried and failed. Are these others you? How long ago did they fail? Do you know them well enough to understand every little part of the actions they took? Were you just presented with this information from other disgruntled people like friends and family? By deciding that you will base your chances on the fortunes of others, you are limiting yourself. Use their failure to learn. What could you try differently? Could you make contact with them and start a dialogue? Maybe both of you could try again. Being optimistic and confident rubs off on people. You never know. By trying to achieve your goal, you might inspire others who have given up. Do you remember the tale of Scrooge in A Christmas Carol? He became one of the richest people in London, but he wasn't happy. In fact, people hated him for years. And when he assessed his life, the turning point from happy, optimistic entrepreneur to mean old miser came when he placed money over the love of people. This cautionary tale is true because if you are constantly seeking cold, hard currency, you will often fear that you are missing out. FOMO controls you, and you will do anything to reach that magic number so you can buy the material things that you want. When in reality, it's true. The best things in life are free. Walking outside in the countryside to clear your head, meeting someone who you become friends with and laugh, helping a community project, being kind to others, they all cost nothing, and yet they fill you with the deepest emotional contentment. Fearmongering is the aim of governments and the media. They make you rush out to buy products. They make you worry that food is scarce. They manipulate your belief in the physical world around you. To beat this limiting belief, all you need to do is stay grounded. Yes, there will be occasional times when your food or access to a utility may be affected. Yes, war may break out and temporarily limit your resources. But look around you. Who is telling you that there's not enough? Stay calm and find trusted reports and statistics. Whether it's a luxury or something critical, you should understand that there is enough to go round. And in the lean times, we make do. We struggle slightly so that it's not a permanent situation. What's the point? I can't change the world. Broadly speaking, yes, there are some universal laws that can't be changed. We've covered some in our videos. But limiting yourself by not taking part is only serving to make a situation worse. Here is a real-world example that costs you nothing. A hospital in Africa needs funds for a new ventilator on the children's ward. You decide that there is nothing you can do and ignore the advert or the leaflet. Ultimately, they cannot get the funds and children die. Second scenario. You decide to respond to the ad or the leaflet with just a few minutes of your time, and you share it with friends. News spreads online and in person, and eventually some people who do have the money decide to fund the new ventilator in Africa. Children in the hospital live. They have better lives. It has cost you nothing, but you have changed the world with just a few minutes of your time and absolutely no monetary cost to you. Tying all of these self-limiting beliefs together is the overarching feeling that you don't deserve to be loved because of X, Y, or Z. We can conjure up 1,000 reasons in our own heads. Maybe we weren't a planned baby and feel our parents don't want us. Maybe we used to have a bad attitude and hurt someone emotionally in the past. Maybe we are the victim and a toxic relationship has helped convince us that we are worthless. We were bullied at school, we were the bully, we lost our job, our kids don't respect us, you name it. A person can think it up and relate it back to their life. So, thinking over all the 15 points that we have raised today, I ask you, do you love yourself? You made it this far. You're here watching this video right now, and that can't be by accident. Even if you have never tried to follow a self-help guide, even if you've clicked away from the video after just a couple of points, you have chosen to explore a way to invest in your own well-being. We thank you all for watching and hope that you can apply this advice to give yourself a chance at achieving your dreams and your life goals. If you have enjoyed this video and you're inspired by what you've seen, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Let's change the world together.